Welcome, Taurus. Happy New Year. Welcome to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot. Today we're going to go ahead and be reading this Tree of Life spread. In the first position, we have the Nine of Swords. And this is actually the crowning position, basically this is what the issue that you're dealing with. It seems like you've been going through a lot of maybe, pain and so forth. However, even though it is a card of guilt, maybe even anguish and regrets that you might be having, and the crows that are kind of watching uh, her below are basically saying it's time to get up. It's time to get up, pick up that last sword, and move on. So stay hopeful. There are better days ahead, and it is time to leave all the guilt and regrets behind. In the second position, in the position of wisdom and desire, we have the Page of Pentacles. And you do have a lot of pentacles coming up in your reading, which is actually in dealing with the earth sign. So it's very, very stable. This one is a card indicating that you'll obtain comfort and success, or that you have comfort and success. She's confident that her enthusiasm for learning will bring prosperity. So she's pretty stable in her thoughts and actions, and she knows that what she's doing, she has the wisdom and the desire to get to where she needs to get to. In this card, the Four of Wands, in that position is a position of creation. So this card represents rejoice and celebrating achievements. For some of you, it might also signify a marriage or a milestone in a relationship. So congratulations for those of you that are having the milestone in a relationship. He's kind of like the knight, like the knight in shining armor coming to her. And the Four Wands, as you can see there, they're all earthly as well. They're fire. But the Force is a note of stability. So that's a really good card to have in that position. So you're going from something that you regretted, leaving that behind, into using your wisdom and your drive, and into celebrating something, or a relationship, or a milestone. It could even be a job milestone. On this end here, number 4, in the stabilization area, this card usually represents forceful action and unyielding energy. So this is a perfect position for this card because it's also in the stabilization, and then it also reflects energy to build. Even though the Knight here in the Knight of Swords, he can be kind of aggressive, a little overbearing, yet very charismatic. He is very truthful and intelligent. So in this area where you need to build and be more stabilized and so forth, you have the energy to do it. And this shows that it's also very focused in action. So the Knight of Swords is a perfect card to have in that position. In the 5th position here, this usually represents an area that you need to either dissolve or is taking you down. The moon usually represents something kind of hidden. The path doesn't always light the way, so you have to, that path isn't always lit that you're taking. So you basically have to, at this point, rely a lot on your instinct in order to find and go through the path in areas that are kind of hidden and kind of not quite lit by the moonlight. So this is kind of like the synergy card here that we have in the middle that's coming up. And that would be the number 6 position, the Knight of Cups. In the Knight of Cups, how this comes together with all of these areas which are in the upper heaven hemisphere, and this is more like towards the center, and then the bottom will be your foundation in the earthly hemisphere. And just remember, everything that we do here on earth does resonate in heaven, and it vice versa. It kind of connects together in this tree of life. And basically on this synergy that we have here, where two energies come together to make even a better energy, the Knight is a Knight in shining armor, a Knight of Cups. Though he is a Knight of Cups and he usually represents water and emotion, he is the best at keeping his emotions balanced in order to rule fairly. So he's really well, he controls, he's in the power of synergy. So he's really well controlled over his emotions, and he's striving forward into other happier horizons than what you started off with. So that is amazing news here. And then in number 7 position here, this is usually in the position of victor. It's called victory. It's basically, the drive that you have, the search that you have. In this position here, we actually have the card of fools. The card of fools is basically taking a chance. It has enthusiasm and unlimited potential. But what it does caution you with is to be cautious of making sure you are aware of your surroundings, because as you can see, she's kind of falling off the cliff here because she's noticing all the beautiful free freedom of the butterflies and so forth. But you want to make sure that you do keep your good, your eyes on the surroundings. And the 8th position here usually reveals what you're searching for. And it's a page of wands. So a messenger, it's a fire sign. Basically, this is a creative soul. It looks at ideas with enthusiasm. This also represents the young energy and unharnessed. But even though it's young and unharnessed, it's very powerful. So in order to kind of make things happen, you'll have to be able to make create focus. So what you're searching for and what you need to have in this area of your life would be more focus to develop that creative vision. So that's really a great card to have there. On the 9th position, which is basically like the trunk of the tree, is your foundation. It's actually a great card also because it's a 10 of Pentacles. And it's not only part of your earthly sign for the symbols of Pentacles, it also is a stabilization in the position of stabilization. Or further stabilization, basically like a foundation. In this part, it's it means security. So it's a secure foundation. Even though she has, the foundation has been laid through a lot of hard work. You also want to make sure that you keep your security. This is how others see you, and how actually you might even radiate out a little bit, and how others absorb you, and how you see yourself as a very stable person and a very secure foundation, again through a lot of hard work. This is a section that is in a section that's usually meant for security and foundation. You have a very secure foundation, so kudos for that. Number 10, in the result of everything, which is called the kingdom, the outcome, where you're going to radiate out, is the Ace of Swords. This card basically represents use of power of intellect in a just and righteous manner. So it could also reflect on maybe some situations that you have where it indicates resolving a situation, and but you will resolve the situation and achieve victory. This is a great card to end up with. And these are basically like the roots of the tree, your foundation. So this is a great reading that you have for January. I know it starts off a little bumpy, but then with the synergy here with the card in the Knight of Cups, it shows a very stable, very just way of looking at things. And even though you could be a little bit more lighthearted, don't get tunnel vision. Make sure you do pay attention whatever your surroundings are, so you don't go over that cliff there. So just be cautious of your surroundings, but you do have a lot of enthusiasm and drive. If this resonates with you, please do go ahead and like the video. I will be posting these again next month. And I hope you will subscribe if it resonates with you and you like the video. And thank you very much for joining me today. I wish you a very healthy rest of the year, much health and prosperity. And I'm sending you light and love. Thank you.